Offer to walk him to the gangplank.
His tentacles twitch again, and he acquiesces. But before he does so, he turns towards Daz and says, "And one more thing. Here." And he hands you a necklace.
Magical?
Yeah, I was about to say, I have Tent Magic up now as well. Is it magical?
It is indeed magical, yes.
I take it, and I nod, and I say, "May I ask what it does?"
You guys dead yet?
Nope, not yet. Just dying.
Okay, cool. Cool. Slowly.
It has an enchantment on it that will help you find what you're looking for.
And
And
I thank you for this gift.
I'll identify it.
I can do that too.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we both have that one, so we have it covered.
We can identify that on flight.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
so, while this is going on,
Yep.
Daz, after he leaves, you go to the dwarf who's
Yes.
been waiting patiently.
The dwarf.
Impatiently.
The dwarf with a dwarf.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we've been just standing on the side, and I've been picking his brain about the
Hey, leave
runes
my
of
feet
power.
alone. Don't pick my brain.
Uh,
I don't share.
all right.
Actually,
Yeah.
just
So
as I'm walking up to this dwarf, just because now I'm thinking about it, is he bald? Or would there be a
The
lot of
dwarf?
hair to get through?
Yeah, no, he's bald.
Okay. Just thinking what would be more cost effective than
yeah, when you arrive,
I don't understand.
yeah,
I don't think hair
Uh,
matters when you're talking about sucking brain.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm just wondering what would be more effective to give him, the money he's asking for, or
Yeah.
give him 2 illics.
So Froll says, "Well, as you know, Captain, I've been looking into studying more about these runes and how they work, just like my former captain used to do. I really think it will help us, help me, and I would like to study the field more, but I would need a real sample to work with, and this good young fellow here, he has one prime ancient rune of power that I found very specifically interesting. So I want to buy it with my share of the cut."
Certainly. Do you know what it does? I'm just curious now.
Oh, I have no clue.
Have you proven its authenticity?
He puts his hand on the dwarf's shoulder, saying he wouldn't lie, like you people.
I look at
He
him.
nods his head.
Yeah.
I assume he doesn't have it with him, right?
No, the sword's
No, he
there.
has it with him.
And we have
Oh, he has it?
And it is magical.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah. He came running with it when I mentioned Blood Ruby.
I say, would you allow an identification of said sword?
Sure. Go ahead.
I have my gazer jump up and grab it,
Okay.
start identifying.
He gets kind of startled by it, but he stops.
I'm not going to try to identify it, but just as he's starting the identification, I'm just glancing at it to see if I can pick out anything kind of the general nature of it.
You do know that it is an enchanted sword with what appears to be a dwarven rune on the tang.
Okay. So on the surface, the story bears out.
Correct.
Okay. And you said that you want how much of your share?
2,000. Or, I mean, about this much out of one of the rubies. Like, that's fair? Like this? Or like more like...
So you identify it?
So only takes a minute.
Okay. As you're identifying it, this guy is taking out a masonry kit. Showing it to you.
Yeah, and by the way, I don't think I've seen the elf by now. Because we are, like, not on the ship. So we're not level
No,
with it.
not yet.
Yeah. We're kind of on the docks right now.
The elf is down.
She's gone
as
below
well.
deck.
Down below
Okay.
deck.
So, okay, you guys wait here. I'll go fetch one of the stones and we can fix out the dealings maybe on deck, alright?
Yeah,
And,
certainly.
Like, crazy 2 illithids? That's, I thought one was worse, but they are the worst, aren't they? Like, the complete
He's
worst.
coming this way.
The
Like,
worst.
the worst. The absolute worst out there.
Yeah,
And
he's
goes
right behind you.
off into the ship. Get it. Yeah.
Hello. No. Yeah, you go into the ship.
Yeah.
You bring him to the ruby, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but I think I see the elf while I go down.
No, Madman was going down to get one of the rubies and bring it up to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think that Elix hears, oh, he wasn't the worst after all.
Sorry, Bareback.
As you look, that the elven woman, is in fact at the crew's quarters, just sort of unpacking.
Well. What do we have here? High and mighty, huh?
Duncan, look at you. Oh, you are so tiny.
Big enough to punch you in the fucking chest, aren't I? Yeah.
Oh, I thought you could reach little one and tap him on the head. Oh, look at you have a little parrot as well. How cute.
He's at a loss for it.
Yeah, like, Frost's like, what?
What I've been trying to do since the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Silence the dwarf.
Yeah, he's.
I like this elf.
I'm sorry
He's
about
out of words. He was about to say something, but even that threw him off. Like, so he's like, just starts to get very, very angry, like very red. Like,
What's going on?
Oh, you were like the color of
fuck
the
off! And then he closes your door and goes off to get the ruby.
He is now the same color and size of the ruby.
Yeah. Like those two very mirror each other right now, and he's just fuming. He has forgotten all about the rune and shit. Like arse fit now. It's like, okay, so knife here, like the cut the knife ears could cut. No, hang on. I knew this. Hang on.
And then you hear from up
saying
above,
elven insults.
what's taking you so long down there?
Yeah. He runs up on the deck, like kind of throws the ruby to Dasimar, and then he hopefully catch it. And then he runs into the cockpit, looks through his the glove compartment, draws out a notebook, like. Sod of Orsface, yes, that's a good one. I should have used that one. Hang on, I know better ones. Hang on, something about knife ears. Yes. Oh, I have a chapter for that. Good. I'm ready this time.
Just you wait. Next
Yeah,
time
just you
I'm gonna
wait.
insult you really well.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of time with my hands, and I really hate you.
Okay, so he looks at the blood ruby as you hold it out.
Mm-hmm.
And did you take like a chunk out of the basketball sized, or did you just take the basketball sized?
No, I took the big one and threw it to Dasimar and say, "You fix that. I had more important things to do."
So
So
he brought one of the basketballs.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he
We have
he
9
looks
of
at
those.
it with wide eyes and says, "Let me just take a bit.
I mean,
Oh,
now
yeah,
would
yeah,
be a
certainly.
good point for you to like have or something because I was shit at it. I rolled a 2.
Now, what if I was estimating the price of that sword? From what I saw of it, what would I estimate that price at?
Around 2,000.
Okay. I mean, I suppose I'll know more for sure whenever Gertis finishes, but
It's only a minute.
Yeah. So while he's working on the ruby, you basically get the information. Basically, the rune on the tang is the rune for strength. And what that means is it is a +1 blade, and it does an additional die of damage.
Not bad.
In addition, it allows you to use the thunder. What is the cantrip?
Thunderclap?
Thunderclap. Yes.
I think it's Thunderclap.
I think Thunderclap's a first level spell.
Thunder Wave, and that's a first level spell.
Thunder wave. No. That thunderclap is the cantrip.
Yeah,
Yes.
Cantrip version.
At 17th level.
Fucking what?
damn.
What?
So
I'm
it
sorry,
does
how much extra
46
damage is that?
40,
It's 46.
so it does 5d6 total.
That is
On top-
amazing.
Is it a longsword? Just
It
out of
is.
character.
It is a longsword. Yes.
So it does 2d8 plus 5d6 on top of it.
No. It allows you to use the thunderclap
Yeah.
cantrip as an action.
Ah,
So it's
okay.
46. Or
It's a
2d8 plus
cantrip, so you
strength.
can use it every time, obviously.
Correct.
That's cool. Very cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I guess by now Thrall has like, okay, I know this one, okay, and then kind of try re-memorize a few of the insults. Like he was off his game, that caught him very off guard. But now he's
I'm doing
walking
an
back to
insight
the.
on the guy. Does he know? Is he aware of how powerful? No, probably. He probably is aware of how powerful his own blade is.
You get the idea that he's just extremely excited about the ruby and doesn't really care about the sword right now.
Underprice the sword quick.
Hmm?
Get a lower price for the sword, so he has a smaller.
Now, the sword is very nice, but I will say that we have, well, it needs to be divided, and my good dwarf's portion is 1/8 of the ruby, so I assume that is the amount he has offered you.
2,000 is the price.
At this time, Thrall would go down, would be down there again and say, well, yeah, but Blood Ruby is a very valuable. By the way, sorry. There's a fucking elves on the ship. What the hell? Captain.
Do you
Are
want
we
the
just
sword?
letting
if I
anyone
recall-
go on now? I didn't say anything. Okay, I did say something about the squid. I did, and I did say something about the orc. Yes, that's true. And I did
Thrall.
say something about the cultists.
Thrall.
That's also true. But elf.
Do you want the sword? Shut up.
Thank you, Captain.
Now, as I was saying, This
is
blood
fucking
ruby-
bullshit. Oh, something is happening to your mic, Terry.
Mine?
Who's my
Yeah,
That's not mine?
it sounded like yours.
It's a small crackling sound. It's lowering down now. I think it's...
It's okay again now.
Yeah.
There we
Now
go,
it's
yeah.
back. Yeah.
I look at him and I look at the ruby and I say, now, blood ruby is very rare and very valuable, as I'm sure you're aware. And this particular specimen must be worth at least 15,000. That being the case, 1/8 of it should certainly cover the cost of the blade.
Eyeballs are so shit.
You don't even have ears. Why would you?
That's why they're fake.
Because it thinks.
He looks up at you and says, well, I'll just take this piece. And he hammers one of the he's been working on it before. And he just hammers at it one more time, and
I thought you meant like the whole
slips
thing.
through.
How big of a piece would I say that is from it?
It's about.
Is it less than 2,000? Or equal to 2,000?
You're not sure, really. It's
10,000 was my evaluation of it from my roll.
I'm just trying to say, is
so,
it like a quarter, an eighth, a sixth?
It's about like an eighth and some, and then some. Like a bit more than an eighth.
Okay, that's fine. I kind of look at it and I think for a moment I say, yes, I think that's fair.
Okay. Thank you. And he scurries off.
No, he will shake his hand like, thank you very much for this. And
just for
Good on you.
just for our mathematics there, if your valuation of 10,000 is right, an eighth is 1,250 gold. So he's probably taking about 1,500 gold for that.
The gazer hands you the sword from his mouth, and it, very slobbered.
that's awesome. Yeah, like,
You're welcome.
thank you. I know just the one to use it first on.
He can't die, so... I mean, he does die. You can kill him as many times as you want, but...
Fro.
I just resummon.
Oh, I'm not talking about you. Hey,
Fro,
give me a
no,
second.
Fro. I forgot to mention to you. I don't know if you noticed any of the signs as you were walking through town today, but I'm sure you'll be very enamored with the fact that in the tavern in town, I saw a banner stating that it is Elven Appreciation Day today.
Oh, we're gonna burn this fucking rock
Gonna-
to the ground.
Curtis just looks at you, say, why?
Well, I suppose because people don't appreciate them often enough, and they want them to do
Why
it more
would you
often.
do this?
Okay,
Elven
so
Appreciation Day is in for another 3 days, it said. The
Oh,
parade is coming up.
Well, okay, so I saw the sign today.
okay, so Fral is gonna head down below deck, and I think we can just do this, and then we can actually head off finally. All right.
Yeah, let's
So
go.
he's gonna knock on the door again.
Knock on the door of. Oh, the captain. Okay, the crew quarters. Okay.
Knife,
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes. Alright, listen here, you little knife-eared piece of shit. If you go anywhere close to the cockpit, I will... with your piss-stained public hair you call wig over there, I'm gonna wreck your shit so hard you can't even walk. Alright? I'm gonna shove my foot so far up your ass, your perfect little ass, that you can breathe, your breath smells like shoe polish. Got that? Alright.
Manövernin, Dögerlin. As you wish, out of Starn. She just bows.
And I have this now, by the way.
Just wearing this like huge
It's sharp,
shading dress.
and it had runes on it.
Oh, pretty. Not as
Shut
pretty as your parrot, of course, but it's kind
That
of...
of your flower munching tree humper.
Okay, you're very cute when you're angry.
Shh.
Just kill it with kindness. Kill it with
Frog.
kindness.
Shouting from above decks. Fro, come on, we need to be leaving.
Oh, it looks like you need it, Dögerlin. Maybe you should go see your captain.
Son of a farce face. And
Okay, love you too.
bounce off again. Yeah, you can hear him mumbling like that didn't work. Like he was supposed to cry.
A lot to break me, mate.
I don't know, I just about managed it already.
Alright,
Yeah,
so
but you can go, Casey.
Yeah, and we fly off.
So you guys
Third planet?
fly off.
we paid 10 gold just to stay there for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, for all
And
that.
the absolute worst part.
By the time we walked through, it probably took us a couple hours.
Yeah, and the absolute worst part of it all is that we actually picked up
Oh,
some vermin.
if the captain allows me, I want to identify the necklace.
Certainly, certainly.
I use the gazer to do that.
You're
Okay.
faster at it than I am. It takes me 10 minutes.
That takes me a spell slot, so...
There's a new sign on the cockpit door saying no elves allowed.
As I'm walking up, I just look at it and I use prestidigitation to cover over the no.
Elves allowed. Good job.
Just change the allowed to welcome.
I kind of point to the sign after I've done that and I say, "Nice touch. Good to make the new crew feel welcome."
He etches it into the wall.
Well, then we just use mending to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Stop damaging the ship,
I can do
fucker.
this all day.
So
So can I. It's a cantrip.
It's not like I've got to fly the fucking ship. It's
Go fly the
fine.
damn ship.
You can be replaced. Pilots are easy to come by, and I command the ship. No,
Are we going on to the planet?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're heading to the third planet.
I just want
Alrighty.
to be a dick.
Well, we don't know where to land on the third planet, so let's just find the biggest city.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming the biggest city is where the biggest temple will be.
Yeah.
Just look for a big, like, golden, like,
Would actually be fairly
ball
small.
sack or something. No,
Ball sack?
it's Palor. Yeah, what else are you gonna look for?
This
Yeah, I'm
one.
just gonna try to find the biggest city and land at the docks there.
Okay. You find an amazing looking city out of what appears to be a great many different types of volcanic stone, obsidian, igneous rock, all sorts of different things, as if this was carved out of the wake of a huge volcanic eruption.
It's fucking horrible. You just, like, wake up one day from your bed, you reach over to the wall, slice your hand open because it's obsidian. Fucking... That'd be horrible.
No, it's all sculpted and shit, you know?
Okay, just making sure there aren't, like, random jutting edges.
No, there are not jutting
obsidian.
edges. Everything is
But oh boy, those corners.
It's
Those
time
corners are
outside.
vicious.
It's got,
This is
like,
not
orange
child-friendly
water
city.
filter.
No.
But it looks to be basically a lot of dark stone, basically.
That's cool.
And you guys dock at the port.
Yep.
And you actually don't see any other spelljamming ships that you can see. It seems as if there is only regular seafaring ships.
Wait a minute. Just making sure, this planet does know spelljamming exists, right? We're not breaking any laws here.
Let's ask.
Okay, just check.
When we flew over, did we see a big gold building?
Big gold building?
Like a temple of Palor.
It's Palor. I mean, it's usually a big gold building.
You saw a big temple.
Can I just go ahead and
Let's go to the temple, abduct the priest, and be done with it.
Yep.
do that?
Yep. Set,
We're heading to the temple.
we set Curtis guard and shoot self if it leaves. I agree.
To the
As
temple.
we're making our way to the temple, I mean, have Roderick, man the place so no one just walks up and takes the ship if they can.
Yeah, that's standard
Right.
procedure, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And is the temple to Palor as we're...
Well, as you get up to it, it takes you about an hour to maneuver your way out of this large, really, humongous and populated city. To get to the church, and you see that it is Palor's temple, because of the fact that there is a humongous marble statue made in his image in the front of the thing, with basically on a pedestal in the middle of these grand steps going up into the temple.
I kind of walk up and look at it and go, that must be an old statue. He's got a lot more around the middle nowadays.
And you guys
I
begin
just
walking
walk.
up the stairs.
Gertis would spit if he could, but you just hear like an audible groan, and he says, "Tell me, Daz, is this the kind of crap you would have your worshippers do?"
Of course not. You saw the ship back there. I was much more at home with Ali and his crew than this stuffy bunch. I mean, to be fair, these are the ones that kicked me out.
Oh,
I don't
good.
see why you encourage him.
It's fun.
Anyway,
It's all
let's
fun and
go,
games, and then suddenly we have an elf on the ship.
hey,
You weren't concerned about the Cthulhu monster a while ago? Oh, you're trying to block that out. Okay. Sorry.
Anyway,
just think, the more people we have on the crew, the more people that will run faster than you when something goes wrong.
especially the elf, because she runs fast.
And the half orc.
Not without feet.
And I can fly, so...
Well,
In we
all
go.
of you can go
In we
fuck
go.
off.
Yep. There we go.
You go inside of the temple.
Yep.
To see a decadent golden hall, shining bright like the sun, with what appears to be a huge stained glass window at the center of the temple, at the back wall, basically. Shining bright with a large sun-like depiction of Pelor. You do have sunlight sensitivity. It blinds you. You're like, oh god. It is extremely bright in here. Even brighter than it was outside.
Shit, I have so many people to be racist towards in our crew. It's great.
I just kind of whisper that to myself as we walk in.
As we walk in, no hard feelings, old man. I know we've never really seen eye to eye, but this isn't about us. Be nice. Eye to eye. You lost an eye. I get it. Nice one.
Glad someone did.
You walk up. You do see that there aren't many people here right now. There are a few.
Priest, really.
Yeah. There are a few what appear to be robed individuals walking around with what appear to be brown robes, basically. Not decorated at all, but there does seem to be.
Usually, the more ostentatious and the whiter they are, the higher ranking, right? Isn't that how
More ostentatious and the what?
And the whiter.
The whiter.
Yeah. I seem to remember something about their robes go from like a darker color to a lighter color as you get higher rank.
I do not remember that, but Paylor has traditionally worn brown robes.
Well, I'm looking to see if I can spot the highest ranking person in sight. That's who I want to head towards.
Right. You do see a man in what appears to be a full plate. Just at the very edge of the room, this great temple, kneeling down with his blade in what appears to be like this stone. If you ever seen the in Ocarina of Time, the Master Sword, you know, like the stone thing, it's that.
It's like he's in preparations of some kind.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not bothering.
You also see a very hairy man, very, very hairy, in white robes, sheer white, at the back door of the temple, walking in. He is He is wearing the symbol of Pelor.
For the record, Thrall is waiting by the door of the church, so he's watching from afar.
Okay, I'm walking up to the guy in white.
Okay. You walk up to the guy in white.
Excuse me, sir. I don't mean to disturb, but I am hoping that I'm speaking to the right person. Are you the ranking priest here?
Yes. I am the ranking priest here. What would you like?
We need someone bringing back from the dead.
Oh shit,
Oh,
no we
really?
didn't. I think we did.
No, we're taking the cleric back to him, is what the plan was.
Yeah.
Quite the task.
Yes, I'm... You would not believe how aware I am of the level of task it is. But I figured that as the ranking priest of Paylor in the area, you have certainly been blessed by your god with this ability.
Well, you flatter me. But yes, I have the power to bring back the dead.
Is he full of shit?
I lean forward and say to Daz, and I'm also going to insight check him as well, but I lean forward and whisper to Daz, we have no body parts. We have but a name. It would be by his God's will that this one returns to life.
No, we've been asked to take him back to... Daz would remember this idiot's name, Casey doesn't.
Finte?
Mr. Finte, who does have the required components.
The required components, the finger, the head, it wouldn't be enough, is what I'm saying.
Of course it would.
Not in this case. Out of character, regular resurrection won't restore the entire body. True resurrection is required for the entire body. It restores body parts, but it does not restore the entire body.
Hang on, so what we would need to do is to...
It literally says it in the spell, dude.
I'm almost sure that as long as you have some of the body...
It restores body parts, you need true resurrection to restore the entire body.
You're thinking of regeneration. That restores body parts.
Literally, look at the spell, dude. Read the spell of what you're trying to do.
So here's the thing. Raise Dead is the 5th level spell that raises a body back to life.
Which is just necromancy.
Resurrection is the 7th level spell that raises a piece of the body back to life into a regular body.
Oh, it doesn't. Doc. True resurrection.
The spell closes all mortal wounds and restores any missing body parts.
And then read the next 2 parts after that. Where casting the spell to restore life to a creature that has been dead for 1 year or longer taxes you greatly. You can revive a creature. If you can revive them it lets you restore missing body parts from their body when you revive them.
As long as you have at least a body part, it will restore all of the rest. True resurrection, you don't need any parts. But you can use resurrection on a finger and it will bring them back.
And Raise Dead needs the full body.
Correct.
Okay, whatever. Sorry.
So we're needing him to have resurrection, not Raise Dead.
And I didn't say Raise Dead either.
No, I know. I'm just saying, of the 3 spells available, for what we need, it's the second one that he has to have.
Or it's going to be a mission for us to hunt a dead, severed body and, stitch it back together.
I doubt he would have kept the fucking head or finger, dude. Honestly.
I mean, buried it. He wouldn't throw it out.
Do you have the body?
Dig up a decomposing... Okay.
We have...
I have an extra brain to key that.
Of a body.
We have an extra bed.
We have what is left of her body. A head and a finger. They are with the person who sent us at the station in orbit.
Again, we don't know that.
Oh, that is too bad. I'm sorry. I would need the entire body.
Oh.
Come on, Paylor, give me a break.
He's dead.
You see a man walk through the back door with what appears to be black robes. And he says, he is a very, he's pale-skinned, fine black robes with what appears to be an onyx chain hanging around his belt and robes. Long black hair, almost like a raven's feathers. He comes into view and he says, "I can do it."
Raven Queen.
In character, do I recognize who he serves? Luck. Jesus.
No, he does not have any symbols on him or anything like that. But he, the priest, immediately turns around and says, "Corvo, I told you that you are not to set foot in this temple ever again." And Corvo says, "Old man, that was never part of the deal." And he starts making his way towards you.
I kind of look at the priest of Palor and I say, now, if he can help, he can help. I mean, believe me, I've been thrown out of plenty of these temples in my time myself. But, I mean, that doesn't stop me coming back. And I turn to the other guy and I say, "You can assist us."
That is correct. For a price.
Of course, as I said, we have been sent here by a patron who I'm sure would be willing to pay that price. We have been asked to bring help to him at the station above. Would you be willing to travel with us?
He grins from ear to ear, and he says, "Yes, I believe I can travel with you."
Wonderful. That is much appreciated. And then I kind of look at him and say, "Though I must ask, I'm not familiar with your raiment. Is this perhaps a new style?"
If you are asking if I am a priest of Pelor, no. I was for a time, but I serve a new god now.
Really? May I ask who? I may know them.
He says that he worships give me a second.
He worships. Give me a second. That's a strange
Yes.
name. I'm guessing that's a
Chronomancer
Kinder
god?
Is that the Kinder Chronomancer god?
Yes, exactly.
Give me a second. Okay. Didn't really help, did it? Shit.
Let me see.
Orcus. Say Orcus.
No, not Orcus.
Vecna.
What deity are you looking for? Can you describe it? I can tell you which one it is.
The god of the dead in the Faerun.
Neral.
Nerul. Nerul.
Nice.
Nerul. He says Nerul.
Neville. Neville, the god of dead.
No, not Neville. Nerul.
But his enemies call him Neville.
I'm trying to think of how Nerul used to treat me.
He didn't treat you at all.
He was killer at parties, though.
Ah.
Yeah,
That's a
I
slapper.
can't see me and him having hung out in the same circles. I kind of look at him puzzled and I say, interesting to find one devoted to the Reaper offering to restore life.
In the middle of Palor's temple, nonetheless. Convenient timing, I'd say.
Well, I mean, I figure at this point I'm already walking back with him as we're having this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, that's what
When you guys
Curtis
parted,
says.
he said, "You're dead to me."
He just says, there are many times when the gods have certain wants or needs, in this case, where certain actions will suit them well.
I get a very knowing look on my face when he's talking about gods having wants and needs.
Is this the Earth body that has the Incan jungle, the people?
No, that would be the second one.
Okay, never mind. I won't say anything then. Yeah, I mean, Curtis just follows behind. Keeps detect magic on. Same deal. If this guy attempts to use magic on any of the crew, it's going to be immediately counterspelled.
Okay.
I'm just basically engaging him in small talk and trying to feel out if he's hiding anything from us. I mean, I get that he's got some bigger plan involved, but I'm just trying to make sure, basically, from a gut feeling, that is this bigger plan some reason why they want this person alive, or is it some double cross and he can't actually bring them back to back to life?
How would you be trying to find that out?
I'm basically just trying to engage him in small talk to the point that I can read him as a person and try to figure out if he's being genuine about being able to bring this person back.
Okay.
He also
I'm
doesn't...
basically not very concerned about what his grand plan is once this person is alive again, because our agreement with the guy was to get him someone who could bring them back to life. Whether his plan is to blackmail the guy out of whatever once she's back, or...
Well, he doesn't know who he's resurrecting, dude. We never told him.
I'm assuming that he has some way of knowing. That's why he showed up. That may be completely incorrect, but the timing is too coincidental for him to just pop out of nowhere and not have some clue about what's going on.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe we could find out who Lady Honor actually is.
That's probably a good call. Yeah. It's not something that Dazamar would think about right now. He's trying to read this guy, but it's probably a good plan for you to go about if you think of that.
Okay, I'll see his initial reaction from what you said first, though.
Okay.
Insight?
You have lots of small talk with him. Yeah, go ahead and roll insight. You can tell from his demeanor, from the way he walks, the way he talks, and everything, he's a very confident person. He genuinely believes that he will be able to resurrect this person.
Brilliant. That's the part that I'm concerned with at the moment. His God's grand scheme for why to do it. That's between him and them. I might be showing my chaotic a bit there, but that's Dazamar's view on this. Is as long as he can help us with the part that we've agreed to, You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna have to nip to the loo. I'll be 1 minute. If you want
Okay.
to look into the rest of that stuff, Charles, while I'm...
Alright, cool, yeah. Whilst we're walking, Gertis will lean to Dazamar, which, you know, he won't be able to reply. This is mainly Gertis just laying out the seed. He'll speak just loud enough for Neural to hear... Neural? the priest of Neural to hear, and say, "My lord, it dawns on me that we don't know if the man actually possesses Lady Enor's head. This could complicate things."
Oh, you're calling him a lord now?
For now.
All of you
And
are
I'm
pronouncing
saying-
him all of late.
It is kind of like basically just an open question, if you will, if you get what I'm saying,
Okay.
Doc.
Well, he says immediately after overhearing you, well, I do need a piece of them.
He leans over. Okay, that's good. He looks over and says, "Well, I'm sure he's quite the collector. Maybe he's sentimental. In either regard, have you ever heard of Lady Enor?"
I am well aware who you're trying to resurrect.
Who is she?
She's a gracious woman, a kind soul.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
And Nerul
We don't need to read into that.
Nerul grants life for just being kind.
He grins and says, if it suits him.
Okay. I'm not gonna try and push further for now. Just
Yeah.
continue walking.
I think we're heading back to the ship.
Yep. You guys head back to the ship.
Mhm.
As you get there, he sort of makes a comment about how small and things like that it is. And no problem.
Okay,
See you later,
that
Jim.
would be
Have a good one.
if we get in combat. Okay, she jumps off the ship. It's very weird. It's like, I'm tired of life. And Frost says, I fucking knew it. And then,
Okay. See ya, Jamie.
I'm going.
see ya.
Yeah, he basically makes a comment about how small and insignificant the ship is.
I mean, I tried to not kill him.
Don't fall for the bait.
Yeah,
I think
do I
he's
roll
trying
for
to
that?
bait you into using the thing.
Hang on, let me try to roll for that. Let's see. Okay, I don't kill him.
Okay. And you guys get onto the ship
Mhm.
and go back to the port. Takes a little while, but eventually you get there.
Mm-hmm.
And because you already paid the toll for the day, he just lets you through the dockmaster.
Cool.
And you guys go to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we should wait for Casey because he's
Yeah.
probably gonna do stuff. So
Oh, you probably won't. Let's go ahead and move along.
I don't see how he would have any input whatsoever on this forthcoming situation. That wasn't a sentence.
By the way, what was the identify on the necklace?
the identify on the necklace It seems as though the thing is a scrying necklace.
Knew it. Fucking knew it.
A scrying necklace? What does that mean?
You're
Wait.
allowed to... What?
No, never mind, continue.
You're allowed to use the spell scry once every dawn. Once
Oh,
every
it's not.
24
It's
hours.
not for the person on that is having the necklace, or how do you mean?
No. No. You can use the spell scry.
Ah, okay.
But that also means it more than likely is being used to scry us.
I mean, but you can say that about anything. Like, that's why Kim previously had rare coins that he gave us, so we could use those for.
But yeah,
scrying.
but this is obviously a thing. But they're watching us right now, probably. Okay, you're not concerned about the illicit hive mind having a live transmission to us.
I mean,
What are we waiting on?
Casey.
Casey right now. I mean, shit, might as well take 5, right?
Yeah.
fill up on some water. Yeah, I'll be right back too in that case.
Alright, ready? Gotta love when gods get involved.
Or in Casey's case at the moment, when they don't get involved.
Yeah.
Doc, the blood sacrifice, that does not apply for the sanity spells, correct?
How do you mean?
If I sacrifice HP for the 1d4 warlock spells, does that count for sanity magic, or?
Oh, no. No.
Okay. By the way, for my next sanity spell, the level 6 one, I took
I'm back.
mind span.
Yay, Casey's back. Let's move ahead.
Yes.
Is what I took.
Okay, so you guys are at the bar.